Hi everybody, I'm Skype and welcome back to Emerald Pass. In our last episode, we started a new residential neighborhood and we started our mining industry. In this episode, I am looking to expand that residential neighborhood, start to move our conventional industry across the river, and perhaps begin changing our electrical grid to more renewable energy. And of course, if we get the opportunity, we will expand our mine and our farm. So without anything further, let's get started. All right, so off camera, I haven't really done much. I just let it run for a little bit to see if some of our new area would finish developing, and it has. So let me just zoom in and show you some of these new houses. So they look pretty nice. Another one just finished back there. So as these continue upgrading, we'll start doing some detailing. And by detailing, I mean mostly just putting in some trees, some paths. As I said before, I'm not really into detailing. I'm not really that good at it. So it'll just be pretty basic. One thing I did notice is that our landfill is full. Eventually, what we want to do is put in some incineration plants. We can't do that yet because we need a population of 6,500. So for now, we're going to have to put in another landfill. I would like to move this industrial area across the river over here. So this is where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put in our new landfill over here. So let's grab our 4-lane. Bring it over here. And that should be a good enough spot. Need to run some water. Okay. So there, we've got a working landfill. Now, I'm going to go ahead and expand our new neighborhood further this way. And then we might have to take a look at some of the roads and start upgrading them because this is the only way in for all of these people. So I am conscious of the fact that it might start getting a bit too busy. But for now, we're doing okay. Traffic flow is 84%, so we're doing okay for now. Okay, so I finished plotting out the road network for our new neighborhood. We'll just wait for the demand to increase before we start expanding it some more. I've plopped in some parks to help with land value, and we'll have to keep an eye on schools, make sure we have enough, but we should have enough for now. Let's just take a look at our new ones. Yeah, so we should have enough for now. Now, let's start working on moving our industrial area across the river. Like I mentioned, I wanted to do. So we're actually not going to put in too much industrial area because I don't want to take away from our new field and our new quarry, our new mine. So we're just going to put in a little bit. And actually, what I might do is make this a farming specialization, which is not the same as the farming industry that comes with the DLC. It turns your regular industry into a specialization. So I'll put farming in there, and I think it'll work nicely with our big farm that we have over here. Well, our future big farm. It's pretty small right now. So let's go ahead and put in just a little bit, and we'll come over here and just unzone that. And that one. So we'll see that should fill in pretty quickly, and hopefully it will help us get the workers we need to upgrade. So we need another 30 workers there. We need another 20 workers here. So hopefully getting rid of some of our industry will help, although it's not disappearing as quickly as I would like. So if we can just come in here and sort of help it along. All right, while we wait for that, I had mentioned that I wanted to sort of start our transition to renewable energy. If we take a look at our energy consumption, we're producing more than we consume right now, which is good. I'd like to be able to take one of these offline. So I scoped it out sort of with the wind, and this looks like a good area to start in. There's also no resources here, I don't think. There's a little bit of farming, but we're probably not gonna bring our farm over here. So this would be a good area probably for us to start with our wind farm. So I would like to just put in a couple in the water. I'm going to put them relatively close to the shore so that they don't interfere with future ferry lines. I'll maybe just put one here and one there and there. Those should produce 40 megawatts together. So this should produce 20 and this one should produce 20. Yeah, so we can now, that's the equivalent of one of these coal power plants. So what we can do is we can now take one of them offline. And now that we've done that, we better make sure we're connected. We are not, so we're gonna have to connect to the power grid. There. So that should be fine. And that's a good start to our switch. Eventually we'll take this one offline as well, but and we'll build some land-based wind turbines as well. But for now, I think that's a good start. So we have some commercial demand. So looking at our new area, I'd like to spread out the commercial areas so that people don't have to drive as far. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put in a little bit of commercial down here. We have a lot of demand for industrial right now, but that's okay. It just means that there's a lot of workers. They should come over here. As we see, this is filling up now. So we have almost 140. So we're just 10 short of that upgrading. And we are only 5 short of this upgrading. So this is going to upgrade it very, very soon. Oh, we actually don't have any power over here. We can connect these two. So if you zoom in and take a look, they're like little farm type buildings. I mean, this doesn't look very farmy, but yeah, they're sort of farm type buildings. And I think that they'll go a little bit nicer with our farm area. Still lots of demand for industry. So these should be like so close. One small issue we might have is that people don't have a way to get over here unless they drive. There's no public transit, so probably once we finish this neighborhood, this finishes expanding, we'll introduce some public transit. There we go. So the mine upgraded. So we can put in a steel plant, which is good. We can put in a glass plant, which is good. And we can put in a new type of mine, which is good. So right now, let's take a look. We are producing enough. And we're producing metals, but we're not producing glass. So let's go ahead and put in a glass plant. Yeah, that produces metals. So let's come in here and let's put in a glass plant, which is this one. We're just gonna have to expand our industrial area a little bit. There we go. Just because this is a long building. Okay. So now hopefully what should happen is this storage facility should send trucks out to deliver to here. Yeah, so he belongs to the sand storage and he's delivering it hopefully here. No, he did not. Okay, well, that's the general idea anyways, is it will put a call out for ore and these people will go and deliver it. But all of the trucks are currently in use, so that's why that's not happening. Now, we might need to add in, we might need another storage facility. So maybe that's what we'll do. Let's see if we can move this down. Now let's move this down. We'll move this over. Okay, now let's put in a new facility. These two work the same. They just have like a different look. So let's go ahead, put that down. Might as well have it look a bit different, keep it interesting. So now these facilities will empty out into both of these, and then both of these will empty out into here. We can perhaps put in maybe one or two more mines. So the mine that we just unlocked has a production rate of 6,400 units per week, and the other one we already had is 4,800. So this one is more powerful. So let's go with one, and we'll see how that does. Now, how are we doing for jobs? We need 350 jobs to get to the next level. We've created workplaces for 260 people, so we will need more. So the next thing we can do is put in a barracks, which employs another 40 people and increases the efficiency. So let's put it right over here. And we now have capacity for 300, but we need 350. So maybe we'll put in another one of these mines. Maybe we'll put in a couple more actually. Make sure that our water comes all the way over. It does. Okay, so that should do the trick. Now we have capacity for 370, so that will be good to go to upgrade to the next. And as you can see here, we've unlocked this side now, so we'll start producing glass. And this is starting to fill up. It's 2% full. These are both out right now, and that's because these trucks are probably all in use, and they're probably all taking their stuff out of town. None of these trucks are in use because there's not very much in there, but those should start working very shortly. All right, so we'll leave that. Now our farm is still not upgraded. What is going on here? We need 7 more workers. We're starting to get a little bit more residential demand. So let's come over here and continue zoning in our residential area. Okay, so we're a bit short on electricity. We're producing just barely more than we're using. So I'm going to go with some of the land-based wind turbines, which only have a production capacity of 8 at their peak. So I'll just put a few of those in. And that should keep us going for now. I'm just being cautious because I know we don't have a lot of money, and when you're expanding industrial areas in particular, you can spend a lot of money really quickly without realizing it. So I'm just being a bit cautious with that. Okay, let's go ahead and put in some paths where we think that they make sense. All right, so we're only 3 workers away. Oh, and we upgraded our town. So we're now busy town, population of 4,400. What did we unlock? So we unlocked the oil industry specialization. That's good. We unlocked the tourism specialization. That's a commercial specialization. We're not going to use that yet, but we will eventually. And we unlocked some new roads, some of these prettier roads with trees. That's good. Just a reminder, I have network extensions 2 mods, so some of these roads you won't have if you're playing vanilla, including these zonable pedestrian roads. These are roads that cars can't drive on unless they're emergency vehicles. And we've got some new buildings here. We've got some new leisure buildings. We've got some new large services, so like police headquarters and fire stations. These have a much, and hospital, these have a much larger effectiveness area. Oil power plant, which we're not going to use. And that's really about it for now. Some transit things, but we're not really into the transit yet because I just don't think we're big enough. I'd like to wait a little bit longer before I start getting into that. So this really should be upgrading any minute now because, to be honest, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. Let's unzone some more up here and see if that helps. People will be looking for jobs. We can actually look at our panel over here and take a look at the unemployment rate. So the unemployment rate is nearly 20%, which is crazy. I have a mod, I can't remember what it's called, but it gives me a little bit more detailed information here. So it shows me that uneducated people are very highly employed. 95% of them are employed. But it's the well-educated people that aren't employed. And that's because we don't have offices yet. Oh, there we go. Finally, it upgraded. Okay, so now we can come over here and we can put in a bakery. So let's go ahead and do that. Or not a bakery, sorry, a flour mill to produce flour. We're in the wrong thing. Here we go. We can put in this flour mill. I'm gonna put it right beside, if I can, for some reason. There we go. Now, this is full. So what we're gonna do to help these fields not have to export everywhere is put in another, oh, and look at that, our mine is upgraded again. I'm just gonna put in another storage facility. What is this? Cattle shed. So So there, those will both produce now. That's short on crops, but it shouldn't stay short on crops because we have all of these, all of this crop stored here. So hopefully they'll just deliver over here. And these are both doing all right. I don't know that we really need to add another crop, but let's do it anyways, because it doesn't hurt. Maybe we'll do some fruit fields now. Now these are coming in as greenhouses. If I don't want them as greenhouses, I can change the look, maybe pears. Oranges are kind of nice. It makes absolutely no difference to the actual game. It's just the way it looks. Same with the cotton, I could change the cotton. Corn looks nice. So we don't have enough workplaces yet, so we'll keep going. We'll add in another one of these. There's a little spot right there, perfect. And then some barracks for our workers. A couple of those. I'm short 10. We could put it in a warehouse, but I'm not sure that a warehouse will count. So what we can do is throw in just a small warehouse maybe over here. And let's put this on flour. Now, does that count? No, it doesn't actually count. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to put in another barracks. Now we'll have to keep an eye on this traffic. It's getting quite busy. Oh my gosh, there's people parking on this roundabout. So I'm going to get rid of that right now because we don't want it. It doesn't actually impact the gameplay. I just don't like the way it looks to have people parking on a roundabout because that's not something that should be allowed. Same with over here. Okay, so we have a bit of a traffic problem coming into this area, which I suspected could become an issue. So here's what we're going to do. The problem is everybody needs to turn down this street. Which is 2 lanes, but 2 lanes are probably not really going to help. And that's because a lot of these trucks belong to these grain silos and they're actually out delivering to other areas instead of delivering in here. So that could sort of fix itself once they start delivering more to these guys. But what can we do to fix the problem in the meantime? Well, there's a small stopgap measure we might be able to take by saying you go here and you go here. But that's not going to do a great job of solving it. There's no point in putting priority signs and yield signs because it's all the traffic is from this one street. Oh look, that's dealt with, and we'll just have to keep an eye on this now. This is really chock-a-block, but it's not causing problems elsewhere. This is all moving now. So we'll give this a bit of time and see if this fixes itself. And oh, look at that, we have a water problem. So I believe we actually maxed out our water budget in the last episode. We did. So we're going to need to expand that now. We're going to need a new water pumping station. So let's put another one of those in. And we're going to need a new sewage outflow, which we had put over here. And let's connect them. And then we need to connect over here. All right, that should solve the problem. Yeah, everybody's got water. Everything is upgraded. We could continue working on our mine. I'm gonna wait until the next episode for that. Look at over here, our traffic is moving fine now. It's always gonna be busy in here, but it's moving, so I'm good with that. I'm not gonna worry anymore about that for now. Our residential area is slowly expanding. We've sort of like capped out on our residential demand for now. That will change as these level up and expand. But for now, I think that is going to be it. So in this episode, we laid out the road network and the water infrastructure for our new neighborhood. We've expanded it further. A lot of our buildings from last episode have finally upgraded and look like buildings, but the newer parts we put in today are going to take a little while still. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep expanding that. That new residential area did give us the population we needed to bump up to the next level, to bump our city up to the next level. We started moving our industrial area across the river. That will free up the other side of the highway for more residential area. I'm thinking about what I want to put there. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments. And we upgraded both our farm and our quarry, finally, our mine. In fact, our mine went up 2 levels, so that's great. That is going to... we also started weaning ourselves off coal power and got some renewable energy going. So that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.